Hello, thanks for joining me for another review then. Today we've got a beer from the Virginia Beer Company, and this is their Free Verse. It's an American IPA, then coming at 6.8% ABV and 77 IBUs. So it's a 555 standard American sized can, best before March of 2021, which is a really long shelf life if you ask me. This beer is brewed with Azacca and Chinook Hops. And these guys have been going, they're out of Williamsburg in Virginia, and these guys have been going since 2016 or 2016, get it right. So yeah, this juicy unfiltered tropical IPA expresses itself without limitation thanks to the amounts of hops they put in. So they're saying notes some naturally occurring sediment is normal and expected. VirginiaBeerCo.com is the website. Yeah, they do quite a lot of rotational experimental brews, what I've read. Some barrel-aged Brett Saisons and that kind of thing. Barrel-Aged Imperial Stouts, apparently at their taproom in Williamsburg. So yeah, it sounds really good. Let's try not spilling it everywhere. I'm actually quite interested to see how bitter this is. So it actually looks quite hazy into the light. Yeah, it's like an orangey colour, you can see. So half a finger of white head, tightly packed bubbles, there's gentle carbonation. So yeah, never had anything from this brewery before. It was part of a beer subscription box, otherwise we never would have got these beers over in the UK. So that's one of the good things. Every now and again you get a decent box that gets some of these gems. But yeah, let's get an aroma then on this one. Yeah, it's got a lovely aroma. Yeah, light citrus. But then it's also got a nice biscuity bready malt that I like, and a little bit kind of orange jam. It's got the aroma I like in an IPA, to be honest. Yeah, a little bit jammy marmalade, orange rind, slightly sweet. Maybe a little bit of pineapple, touch of grapefruit. Smells good. Let's give it a try. Cheers. That's lovely, really nice. Yeah, really juicy as well. Yeah, I like that. So I've got all the sediment in there. It's not crazy amounts, it's just a little bit. It just adds a little bit of haziness to the beer. See that bit there? A couple of bits floating around. That doesn't bother me at all. I can handle that. A lot of people can't, but yeah. That's on you. Anyway. It's very smooth mouthfeel, medium body, quite playful on the tongue. That kind of citrusy edge. Getting a little bit more of that IBU count at the back end now. It's just an easy drinking beer for the ABV, of course. Not really getting any of that. It's a 6.8 crushable IPA, and I wanted more. There's none left, so that gives you a clue. Yeah, it's a little bit since I added that little bit at the bottom, it's a little bit kind of chalky, but not in a bad way. A little bit more drying. Definitely getting that bitterness on the back end now. Yeah, I mean, it's straight up decent IPA from the States. A little bit of grapefruit there now coming through. Almost like a slight piffiness as well, adding to that kind of dryness for the whole mouthfeel. Getting a little bit of that malt build as well, but it's more in the aroma for me, the malt. But the taste is, yeah, that kind of biscuity bready malt marries into that kind of hop quite well. It's more that, I'd say more Chinook, because I think Azacca's part of is it Northern Brewer and Comet hops. I think it's a dwarf hop, I believe, off the top of my head. But yeah, nice overall. In terms of a rating for me on this, I'll give it one more taste, I think. Yeah, it's a decent beer, a 7.5 out of 10 for me, so it's a 3.75 on the Untapped scale. Lovely beer. Over to Untapped then, it's had a lot of check-ins as well. 20,678 total, 1,058 in the last 30 days, 14,547 ratings, then it's coming in at 3.7, which is a pretty good score considering almost 15,000 ratings of one beer. It's always good, makes the score a lot higher in my book when it's had so many thousand people check this in and give it a certain score. 3.7 is pretty good. It's a good 3.7 if that makes sense, rather than like 12 people giving it 3.7, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's another American beer, or new American brewery to me. This is from the Virginia Beer Company out of Williamsburg in Virginia, and this is their free verse IPA. Let me know if you've had it before over in the States, or if you've had it in the UK, probably the same box than me. Interesting beer. I've got another beer or two, I think, in the fridge from these guys at some point, so anyway, look out for that. Check out my American craft beer playlist down below. Hope you're all keeping safe. Please subscribe if you're new. See you on the next one. Cheers.